the ceasefire deal between Israel and Hamas will see 33 hostages released over the course of 6 weeks. This is the first stage. These include all women, including female soldiers, children and men over the age of 50. Israel will release 30 Palestinian detainees for every civilian hostage and 50 Palestinian detainees for every female Israeli soldier that Hamas releases. The calculus around this is interesting if you pause to think about that. Noam Sagi's mother, Ada, was abducted from her home in Kibbutz near Oz on the 7th of October in 2023 and held hostage in the Gaza Strip for 53 days before her release. We can speak to Noam now. Noam, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Before we get on to the geopolitics and the feelings that you have, how's your mum?
Yeah, she's, thank you for asking. She is as good as it can be under the circumstances. It's a major trauma at the age of 75. No one at that age expects to rebuild their life from scratch, but at least you have life to rebuild. So she feels very grateful and very, very lucky.
Does she feel anything different today, do you think, or yesterday, seeing this ceasefire, seeing the hope of other hostages coming back?
She came back to live with the community. Of course, the kibbutz was burned to the ground and gone. But the community are together, and she lived with them. And it is, I think we change one unknown with another at the moment. I wish I had more space and time to be happy about it. But it's high nerves at the moment. We are one step closer, but we're still far away from seeing people coming back. And the second thing is, of course, we enter into a Russian roulette territory. We don't know who will come back on two legs and who will come back in a bag. It is going to be very, very nervy for so many families right now, and we can only hug them.
And look, there is optimism to a certain extent. The Front of the Times today talks about ceasefire joy on both sides. But there's also, I don't know if you feel this, Noam, a sense of futility. This is 15 months where many of the hostages will be dead, as you say. Gaza has been leveled to the ground in lots of respects. It doesn't feel that much necessarily has changed in that period. And you've had this devastation, the personal devastation of all the hostage families and the hostages. Is there a sense that something workable is going to emerge from it? Do you feel that?
No. The simple answer is no. If I will ask you what the 7th of October was all about, I don't have an answer for that.
No.
I don't think anyone achieved anything since the 7th of October. That was an act of, beside the brutality and the stupidity, it is act that got everybody decades and generations backwards. We're building trust right now. I think in Israel, if you talk about the two-state solution, it sounds like a good joke. When you see it from other people throwing that as if this is even a solution. So, no, it's not going to. I don't see reasons for celebration. I think we are talking about something that should never have happened to begin with. The reason we're talking about if a baby come back alive or not from his abductees after 15 months, that is a discussion that in this time and days we should never happen. Sorry, but it's a no.
No, and I totally understand that. And as we go through the different stages of this deal, the third stage is supposed to bring agreement on a reconstruction plan for Gaza and the return of the bodies of hostages who have died, who have been killed. And that feels that as you're bringing back the bodies of the dead, and as some families in Gaza are going back to their homes, which will no longer exist, the notion that there's good faith in the world that will enable something to be rebuilt feels a very long way away.
You talk with someone who born and grew up in a community that was dedicated since its existence to build relationship with our neighbors. As my mom, who's been abducted, she's an Arabic teacher. She didn't knew Arabic when she grew up. She had to learn Arabic in order to teach Arabic. The whole idea was that you build bridges via communication. Never thought that she needed the language to save her life as a hostage. You talk about people that the weekend before the 7th of October, went into Gaza to bring people to hospital. You talk about the forefront of the peacekeepers and hope and everything that was potentially beautiful in terms of all the ideas about coexistence and everything we're talking about now. That was gone. That was raped. That was, I think, a quarter of the community is gone, and the kibbutz is burned, as I said, to the ground. Now the question, if the vision is gone as well, who will step in when these people, I think they've been accused in Israel for being naive, for thinking that this is even possibility. In reality, they were targeted by the people that they employed to build their own houses, who actually paid by the Hamas on the same time to spy on them. And this is exactly why they were targeted so severely on the 7th of October.
I guess the question here, Noam, is that in Israel, presumably the position will be, if Hamas retains any foothold in Gaza, if there's any suggestion of Hamas being involved in the reconstruction process, that's a red line. Is that how you would understand it? That's something that would bring about the end of peace. There's no Israeli government that's going to countenance Hamas in any position of authority in a new Gazan state.
And that is my understanding, and I think it's a fair assessment. I think by the 6th of October, Hamas got all the money they needed and more. They got everything they asked for and more in order to maintain life stability and economical stability in Gaza. We know that where the money gone, and we know that there is a parallel universe exists underneath Gaza, and this is where I think that gave them the confidence to go and create such a massacre on the 7th of October and take so many people underground. So that is a very fair, it's a fair assessment. I don't think a world where Hamas exists is a world where there is a possibility. I really think that this deal comes because of one thing, and we did all the acrobatics, political acrobatics and diplomatic acrobatics exist for 14 months. And in the end of the day, we have to be absolutely brutally honest about it. It was a tweet from Donald Trump that changed the landscape and create the situation that we're in right now. I don't think this is the two sides wanted that deal, but this is exactly why it's happening now. And let's see where we go from here. But it's a long, long, long way away from words like peace, reconstruction. It's really down to all kind of different powers that need to come into this. I don't think Hamas will be in any way, shape, or form part of that.